Welcome everyone to the latest edition of the Audit 360 webinar. As you may be aware, today we are covering the audit execution on the Audit 360 app. So I'll start from the point of downloading the app and starting to work with it. So now I'm going to download the Audit 360 app. I'm opening my Play Store. I'm using an Android phone. Today I'll do a walkthrough of audit execution on Android. So I am searching for Audit 360. I got the application. You will see Audit 360 and Sumeru Software Solution. That's the right app. I'm installing it. So depending upon your network speed, it may take a bit of time for this to happen. In my experience, it has never been more than a minute. It has got downloaded and it is in the process of getting installed. Yes, it is installed. I've launched the app. So once we have got into the app, the first step is to give permissions. So it's asking me for call permission, which I have given. While using the app, we need to make sure that the GPS or geo tracking is enabled in our phone. Then on the app, the first thing we are going to do is to enter the client name. Client name in this case is your organization's name. Here I am going to use our sales demonstration domain details. So I'm entering that. All small letters. Please do check for the spelling. It has to be correct, otherwise it won't give you access. So once you have done that, you can do submit. Once you've got in, you can enter your username and password. So because I've used this app in the past, I've saved my user ID and password in my device. So I am going to use that for faster login experience. User ID and password, and then login. So some audits are scheduled for me. That is why I am able to see some audits which are named as ISO 27001, AMIL branch, and Sumeru Bank branch. So these are audits which are created in my name. If I want to refer my past audits, I can click on past audits. All the audits that I've done in the past in the current organization will be listed out here. Going back to upcoming audits. In the bottom, in all screens, if you're able to see my mouse pointer, there is this bot called Amaya. You can ask all your questions through Amaya. So if you click on Amaya, chat window, a bot window will open. All frequently asked questions will come up and you can get answer to all your questions out here. If you are looking for any training video, that is also going to be available. Once you have done, you can close it. So in addition to this, there is a search button. So if you have a lot of audits that have been scheduled for you, you can always use the search button to search by the auditee or by the schedule ID. Now, what else is there? Your profile page is there. You can add your profile picture over here. Create schedule. This is not available for all of you. This depends on whether your organization has chosen for the create schedule access. So if it is available as part of your subscription, then it will be there. Upcoming audits is what we saw. Past audits is also something that we saw. Once we come up with a multi-language, then you can select your language from here. Here you can click and back up your data. This is required at times to troubleshoot certain issues. So if we ask you to take a backup, then you don't need to look for it anywhere else. You can look for it here. Now setting up MPIN, this I can show. This is for easier access to Audit360. You don't have to type in. I'm very sure you will remember your user ID and password. The point here is typing out a large username and password takes a bit of time. So here this is very easy. If we have to do it multiple times during the day, then it becomes very easy. So MPIN currently I'm giving 7890. Say OK. Asks me for confirmation. I say OK. So my MPIN is set. If I log out now, when I log in again, and if I choose MPIN as the option, I can give this PIN and log in. I don't need to give the long email ID and the password. Now, if you want to use this in the dark mode, you can move it to dark mode. And sync. Once you've started doing the audit, the data gets synced with the Audit360 core application once every hour. Now, if for some reason you realize that, say, for example, your battery is about to die, you don't know when was the last sync happened, then you can go and click on sync the data. There will be a manual sync that will happen. The current data, the ongoing audit data will be synced with the server. Now with this feature, with the sync, there is a two-way sync that happens. And because it is a two-way sync that happens, you will be able to seamlessly switch between a laptop or a desktop and a smartphone. So for example, if you happen to visit a branch, you start your audit from your laptop, then you have to go to the field. You just carry your phone as long as the audit is accepted in the phone also. You just carry the phone. You will see what all checkpoints have already been completed by you. using the web application, you will just need to keep working from that point onwards. And after doing all your work, once the data is synced, or you can do a manual sync, then you come back and start working again from your laptop. After your field work is done, once you're back in office, you can start working from the laptop. Now, the first audit, I wish to know on whom I need to conduct this audit, or which branch, and I need to know some more details. So I just go and do a tap on that schedule. It opens up a window which shows me the name of the audit, the name of the auditee, the address, the start and end date of the audit, and for which period is what I'm doing the audit. Closing this. So click a tap on the schedule, and on the top right hand corner you see the close. Just hit the close button to close that screen and come back to your schedule screen. So now to start the audit, first the circle that you see, you have to just click there. It enables three options: accept, reassign, or reject. Accept is the default action that you would do when an audit is assigned. You just accept and move forward. There are times when you may be on a planned leave, or you're not well, you're not able to attend office. You happen to check your app, you see that there is an audit that is scheduled on you. Before proceeding with your leave, you had agreed that someone else will back you up. So then this audit has to go to that person. So what you can do, click on the reassign button on bottom center, reassign button. Type a reason for reassigning. Select a name of the auditor, and you're good to go. You can just say reassign. It will just go to your supervisor, who can approve or reject this request. Similarly, you are not able to go, you don't know, there is no backup arrangement that happened before you proceeded with your leave. So all you can do is to reject. Here also you have to update the reason. That's it. One step less. Here you are not suggesting the name of the auditor who's going to do the audit on your behalf. That's not required. You just reject. This rejection request will be approved by your supervisor. It may or may not be. If it is not approved, the audit comes back to you and you have to execute that. So I'm canceling both of these and straight away going and accepting the green button. Audit is accepted. Now I can start this audit. Before starting the audit, one point which I forgot to show you was to schedule an audit. How to schedule an audit? You see the plus button. You can access it from here. So when you go to the audit, you will know which audit you want to execute. I'm choosing ACG audit. What kind of audit is this? It is a vendor audit. Whom do you want to do it? I want to do it on a vendor who's in Bombay. Mumbai, which is in India, I can select any of these vendors. I'm selecting this vendor. I'm giving a start date to the audit. I'm giving an end date to the audit. If I want to add a review period, I can. If I don't add also, it will continue. Still, for the purpose of showing you, I am selecting a period 1st July to 30th September. And then I submit the schedule. So ACG is the one which I created. Here, if you see, the acceptance is not there. That flow is not there. Why it is not there? This audit has been created by me. This audit is scheduled by me. So I'm sure that I'm going to be available and I can execute this as per the schedule because the schedule is created by me. Therefore, there is no acceptance workflow. Now I'm starting with one of the audits. There are two ways you can start an audit. One is to swipe it from left to right. I'm saying no, I'll show it again. Swipe from left to right, or just click on that hand icon. So in both cases, what is happening is there is a confirmation message because we all are working on touch phones and at times our touches may be unintentional. So there is a confirmation. The moment you confirm, there are three different execution modes. One is classic, the other one is modern, and the third one is express. Between classic and modern, it is only the screen layout that is different, how you capture the information, how you handle different requirements of the audit, all of that remains same. Now, between classic and express or modern and express, there is a fundamental difference. Express is a faster way of executing the audit. So therefore, elements like digital evidence, remarks, or confidential remarks are not to be added at a checkpoint level, but they are added only at the end of the audit for the entire audit put together. So you choose Express only where it is necessary. Otherwise, you start with Classic or Modern as your choice may be. I will start with Express here just to show you how it looks and how you can execute the Express audits. One more point to remember out here is you can start with Express and always go back to the normal mode. But then when that happens, whatever information that you had captured, that gets erased. So for example, I am selecting 3 checkpoints together and I am recording their compliance, whether it is positive or negative. Here in this case, I am putting in positive and I submit. I can always go back to normal. So these three checkpoints which I did will be erased and I'll have to start from the beginning. Here, if by any chance the checkpoint is not clear because of the available space, the checkpoint is not clearly visible, you just click on that checkpoint. It will give you the description, and if there are any instructions or notes or FAQs that are added by your organization for that checkpoint. Now, I'm not completing it. I'm just coming back to normal. It will give you a message. You will lose your data if you switch to normal mode. I'm aware. I came into Express by mistake, so I'm confirming. This is the normal mode. Here, first the sub-audits, if they are there, or the sub-processes, which are called groups, those are first listed in a screen. And the screen also tells you under each of the group how many checkpoints are there. Here you can start from any of these groups. It can be in any order. I am choosing to start from the last group. And I am in the first checkpoint of the last group. So I'll show you a couple of things over here. Now I thought that I will be able to start from this group, but then when I started the discussion with the auditee, they suggested that I may start from another process because that current process which I want to discuss, the process owner is busy, maybe there is a customer, so he wants me to start with any other process possible. As an auditor, I find no problem with that. I accept that and I want to move on to another process. So how will I do that? I can always go back, but there is an option. On the top right hand corner, there are two icons. I click on the left icon, which shows me all the groups again. I select the first group and then I select a checkpoint. Now within this group, I have to move to another checkpoint. I can always use next, but then if there are, for example, 40 or 50 checkpoints, how many times I will do next? So then what will I do? There is this list view. Again, on the top right hand corner, the first icon from right, the list view, I click there. It shows me the list of checkpoints within this group. And I choose one of these checkpoints to start with. List, choose the checkpoint. List, choose the checkpoint. Now I start with the execution. Before execution, there are certain things that we need to know on the screen. First is the compliance, whether this given control is met or not met by the auditee, is recorded using the options available right at the bottom. If the auditee is meeting the given control requirement completely, fully, then we are going to take yes, else it will be a no, which means it's a complete non-conformance. Or if it is somewhere in between, then we will choose partial or we will choose not applicable. If this given checkpoint is not applicable to the given auditee for the given audit that we are executing, then we will choose not applicable. Then there is a place to record digital evidence, which I will show. And then there is something called I. Before getting into I, there is an arrow which is pointing downwards, which means there could be some detail lying there below what I can see in my screen. So I click on the down arrow. In this checkpoint, there is nothing. So I go on, click on this I. I stand for information. Inside information, I have two types of information. One is marked as N and the other one is marked as P. So N is nothing but notes to auditor. These are my reference points. These are things that my team, the internal audit team, wants me to consider while I'm working on the given control, given checkpoint. I've read it, understood, and I'm closing it. P stands for previous audit, wherein the status or outcome of this particular checkpoint, whether it is being followed or not followed at the branch, that outcome will be listed here. And the P actually changes colors. In accordance to the color that is applied. If it was positive, it will show up in blue. If it was negative, it will show up in red and then green and yellow and so on, depending on what was the outcome of the last audit. So having done this, I will now record what I observed. So I feel that the auditee has not met the given control requirement. I plus on no. Then a list of drop down will appear in front of me. For each of the 4 possibilities, up to 12 drop downs can appear. And these drop downs are multi-select. So depending on the actual scenario, I do a single or multi-select on the drop downs to reduce the need to write descriptive remarks. This saves my time. So I just select it and say OK. Now, this does not capture the essence of what I saw. So I can add the remarks over here. And if I have something to convey to my supervisor or the head of audit, but I don't want the auditee to know about it, then I can put it under confidential remarks. Then I need to add evidences. I feel that I should add evidences. So these are digital evidences. What I do, first try and add an image. To ask permission to access photos media, I give the access. So for now, for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to click a picture of my keyboard. This could be that of a live scenario in a branch or the place of audit, or It could be a document or a register, anything. Now, once I've captured the evidence, it automatically names and gets saved. I don't have to type a name. And then I can choose if this evidence also needs to be confidential, which means needs to be kept away from the auditee. Here I feel that is not required, so I say no. Then I try and capture a video. This video goes on for 5 minutes. Now the video will again show up and ask me if I want to make it confidential. Here I am saying yes. Now let us see audio. So I can keep on talking and maybe say, to put it in the audit perspective, I may be having a discussion with the auditee with respect to the given control that I'm checking, and I may feel the need to record the conversation. This goes actually slightly longer compared to the video. Video has a limitation of 5 seconds, but audio can go on up to 1 minute. When I'm satisfied, I will mark it as done. And this audio, I will not mark as confidential. Now I've done, I've finished this checkpoint. I'm going to the next one. Here I'm opting partial. Here I can choose what is the level of adherence to the given control. If I just have to enter a percentage, I just keep it at say 4, which means 40% is the adherence. If I was checking a set of samples, say I ended up checking 23 samples, out of which 14 were found okay. Now, I don't know what percentage this is. I don't need to bother. I just record 23 as a max value, 14 as the positive value. My job is done. I can move on. Now, when we come back, this group is completed. The other two groups are showing as yet to start. I will go there. I will just choose one of these points as positive. Go next. The other one as NA. Again, next. One of them I'll say negative. Next. Next one I'll say positive. Now the next button has changed. It has become finish because I've completed recording my observation against all the checkpoints as required. On the top, you will also see a completion. So I am on the second out of a total of 2 checkpoints for this group. And there is also a bar which shows me the progress. Then I click on finish. Now that I have completed my audit, I can afford to click on finish. What comes up is a summary. I can just do a quick recap as to what I have done. So Yeah, all the requirements are done. I can do. It's asking permission to access the geolocation. I can either give allow all the time or allow only during using the app. This audit has been successfully submitted. Now we will see the modern style of execution. Are you sure? Yes. Modern. This is more swipe driven to start the audit. So the list of groups will be shown one below the other, similar, very similar to the group listing screen of Classic. Here to start, I just need to do this left to right swipe. There only the checkpoints appear. It doesn't go into another page. There, right there, the checkpoint appear. Click on plus, shows me the option. I say first one is no, list is not correct. Remarks. Confidential remarks. Document. So all that is there in this execution as well, just that the layout, the app layout is slightly different and how we navigate within the app is slightly different. The first checkpoint is done. Going to the second one, say yes. I've got the option to finish already. So I'm finishing this. I'm finishing this. So we had a look at, so again the same summary screen and I can submit this audit. So we had a look at normal, express and normal, when I say the classic, express and modern view of audits. Now we will see the a slightly more elaborate audit which has an annexure where there is a sub-audit and there are sub-auditees. I'll take a pause here to see if there are any questions. Ramya, have we received any questions so far?
No, Santosh.
So I'm going really slow today. Purposefully, I don't want to rush through this demo. So if it is not complete by the target time, we may continue this during the next webinar as well. So coming back, I'm getting into the annexure, an audit with annexure. I accept the schedule. Here I just start and I go with so I have to start with the audit. There is a sub-audit group that is there. It asks me if I want to go on lightning mode. I'll say yes. Oh. I guess there are no primary identifiers over here.
Yes. Which one you have taken?
I've taken the AMIL.
No, you can take the other schedule.
Yeah.
Sumeru.
No problem. I'll take that.
Yeah.
So it's asking me if I wish to go in the lightning mode. I'll say yes. So there are sub-auditees which are listed one below the other. I can, if a certain sub-auditee is not to be audited, which means either it is a document which I'm not able to find, or if I'm in a microfinance audit, if I'm in a group, a certain customer has not turned up, I can just mark as not found and a reason. Okay. Other reason, customer not present. If I want to add, I can add. And I can just select all and proceed with execution in one go. That's the beauty of lightning execution. All the sub-auditees can be audited at one go. So the normal execution will be very similar. You have to go sub-auditee by sub-auditee and keep auditing it. The screen will look very, very same. The actions will be very same. That is why I'm not taking you through that. Now I'm proceeding to execution. Yes, continuing on lightning mode. Now this lightning mode also is something that will be there in your subscription only if your organization has chosen for it. Otherwise, it won't be there. I have to confirm the branch name. So wherever it is yes, I'll say verify yes. For two of them it is no, I'll say verify no. I'll go to the next checkpoint. Customer name, whether it is matching or not. Yeah, it is matching for all. So I'll say yes. Rate of interest. It is a manual entry, so I'm just making the entry. So I made my entry. What is the processing fee? Whether it is collected for all. I'm saying yes. KYC. It's a drop down, so I'm giving the answer as per what I'm observing. So this audit is complete. If I have to add any digital evidence out here, it can be added for all sub-auditees put together. I can add. I'm choosing to add that. Oh, it is not confidential. I'm done. I just had one to add. Confidential remarks are also updated. I can submit this. That's it. So this audit is also submitted. So this is about the execution of audit on mobile. We've covered all the different modes of execution. We covered in general the features that are available as well. If there are any questions, we can take them up now. Ramya, do we have any questions so far? I don't see anything though.
No, Santosh, we have not received any question. And I think you have covered almost all.
Yeah.
So no questions, Santosh.
Yeah, I think then we are good.
I think we should ask for a feedback, especially because we are doing on a new interface.
Yeah.
So request you all to kindly give feedback on this today's session. And we see there was actually very less attendees were joined. We expected for more attendees. I think you all should make maximum use of such events and get retrained frequently.
We'll anyway send the recorded session for your reference, and hope there is no challenge that you're facing uh, because of the change in the platform. We switched into this platform because this this is more friendly one as how we felt, and obviously it allows for lot more participants. The attendees number can last time when we did the auditor training, we had a lot of queries coming from different clients saying that all of the team was not able to join. So it is to take care of that is what we have moved, or we had switched to this platform. If you have any feedback on the platform as well, if we have to go back to the old one, while we feel that, it is better to continue on this, you may share your feedback on that as well. As usual, we'll be sharing the recording and the feedback file to all of you, the feedback format. Please do fill in and come back to us. I guess there are no questions, Ramya.
No, Santosh, no questions.
Yeah. So thank you everyone. Thanks a lot for joining us. Do appreciate you taking time out and uh, making it possible to attend these webinars. Thanks a lot.